Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A warm welcome to meeting number 233 of Toastmasters Club of Love. I, Manvi Kumar, am your sergeant at arms for today's meeting. I'm not sure how excited you are, but today the theme actually attracted me a lot. Hence, I decided why not to join and hear from our PM only what exactly she'll be bringing in today. But before that, I would like to begin by stating the mission of Toastmasters Club. That is, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Like we have a few ground rules in almost every event, we also have few key points to remember in this meeting as well. I'll request everyone who can be on camera to please keep your cameras on and your mics muted throughout the meeting. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International does not put any restriction on speaking on these topics, we at Toastmasters Club of Lucknow request all the speakers, role takers, and guests to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these topics. I also urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion both in letter and in spirit, hence ensuring there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones that creates hostility and discomfort among the members or guests. Let me now call upon the presiding officer for today's meeting, who is Toastmaster Suraj. If I have to share who exactly Toastmaster Suraj is, someone who is dedicated towards his personal professional life, who loves adventures, who loves traveling, and who loves Toastmasters as well. Wherein he has been a member, a backbone of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow from a long time now, and currently he is serving as the VP Education of the club. Along with the VP Education, he is the unsaid mentor of all the new members because he is the very first point of contact for all the members. Toastmaster Suraj, the stage is all yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi. I just want to confirm that I am audible or not. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for outlining the major roles and responsibilities of Sergeant at Arms and introducing me very beautifully. I welcome all the fellow Toastmasters and dear guests in 233rd meeting of the Toastmaster Club of Lucknow, and which is an online club. I am excited, and I hope that most of you must be realizing, especially people living in North India or the Hindi belt, the heat waves, I would say, or the uh, it must be something a bit difficult going outside. And as government has also just outlined, the India Meteorological Department has already outlined and issued its guideline that this time we will be facing some different level of uh, hot outside. Apart from that, I wish you all to be safe and sound. And moving forward, I can see that there are two guests, and I can see that Mr. Dipesh. So, hi, Dipesh. Could you please tell me whether you are a Toastmaster or a guest?
I'm an ex-Toastmaster.
Okay, it's okay. Like once a Toastmaster is always a Toastmaster. Could you please introduce yourself?
This is very confusing for
Uh,
me.
I am requesting you to introduce yourself to all of us so that we can know who you are.
I used to work with an investment bank. Now I'm more lean towards freelancing and other activities. I love public speaking, and now that brings me here. I've been part of this club as a guest for quite a long time, so after a long time, I'm attending this club.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. And can we all know that from where you are joining us?
Vishakhapatnam, Vizag.
Oh, I think a beautiful city. And thank you so much for introducing yourself. Now, moving forward, I would request guest Suraj to introduce himself.
Sorry, sir.
Guest Suraj Chauhan, are you there?
Oh,
Hi.
Thank you
Now,
so much for coming over the camera.
actually, I was trying my best to be turn it on as it's not being on. Fine. So, hi everyone. My name is Suraj Chauhan, and I'm the guest for Toastmaster. And this is my, I think, since long back, I was not joining Toastmaster because earlier I used to join from my hometown, which is at Gorakhpur. So here I'm working at Lucknow. Therefore, I'm joining it from here. And here at Lucknow, I'm working as a staff trainer at a academy at NGO, which is Freedom Employability Academy, which work for the people, which work for the youth who are above 18, and we help them to become employable. So we have many branches at Lucknow as well as over different states. So we are the trainers who train the teachers, and then teachers go to the branches and they teach the students. So this is all about myself.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. And once again, I wish everyone I no, okay, it's Anushka's turn. Okay, thank you so much, guest Suraj for introducing yourself. Now moving forward, next we have the T mod, and for today's meeting, the T mod is none other than Toastmaster Anushka, and who is someone studying ancient history to understand human stories, to express herself through Bharatnatyam and semi-classical dance. And it has always been both a structure and creativity for her. And I would request Toastmaster Anushka to take over the stage and let the meeting flow.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for introducing me to the panel. And hello, everyone. I am Toastmaster Anushka, and as Suraj sir has told you about me, that I come from a background of arts, but I love structure and creativity both. And I am truly honored to be the Toastmaster of the day at Toastmaster International through this vibrant platform of Toastmaster Club of Lucknow. Before we begin, let's take a moment and ask ourselves, what is one possibility you're currently ignoring in your life? Like, it can be anything. What we think of possibilities in our life is it appears to be very far, very distant, very rare. But I want you to realize this thing, that even the small steps that we take in our life, the small meetings, the small speeches that we give, the every single moment that we step outside of our life is kind of an opportunity for us. It creates a possibility for us. And it creates and transforms these small steps and possibility into a life changing event. So I want you to take a moment and realize, what is one thing that you are foreseeing in your life that you are ignoring. And if you just look into yourself and ask this question, I want you to reflect about it. Let's, if anybody wants to talk about this thing, any possibilities that they are seeing and just foreseeing it and ignoring it. It can be small things, a daily life. It can be an event of today as well, like being a speaker today, being a participant or the guest today. We have Asankhya Mohan. Uh,
Ma'am, please unmute her.
It's a sir, Toastmaster Anushka. But nevertheless, thank you so much. From my point of view, when I look at the question that you asked, it so often happens with me in since you mentioned about this. So I had a fellow Toastmasters who I brought home today, who is just sitting beside me. So he was mentioning about me delivering speeches or not turning up for speeches. That is wherein this came to my mind as to why this is happening. So it's about procrastinating for sure. That's the root cause, but not being prepared or not taking out time for investment in terms of delivering a speech that I so want to is something that I feel can be worked upon. So it's about taking time for yourself and investing in your growth is how I feel I can work upon it. Though I keep on saying it, but it is still not happening. So let's see if I am able to deliver a speech next week. Back to you, Toastmaster Anushka.
I think it is truly a possibility for you, like that you mentioned that you are not taking out time for yourself. But I see you speaking up and realizing this thing, and that creates a small possibility for you, and that will transform, as you said. And I see you very hardworking, transforming these small events, these speeches, these comfort, stepping out of comfort zone, as a transformation in life. So now, as we begin with the meeting of today, I would like you to look into the. I'll explain you about the pattern of these meetings. So today's meeting is a journey, because just like life, this meeting is also structured to turn possibility into performance. We begin with the prepared speech session, where speakers bring in their thought, preparation, courage to stage. And this is where ideas take shape and possibilities start becoming visible. And today we have Toastmaster Jayesh. And after this, we have table topics and the art of, this is the place where you start thinking about how to present yourself in just a minute, your mindset on your tippy toes. Like, life doesn't give you time to prepare, it gives you a moment and ask, what can you do now? Then we move on to the evaluation sessions, the most powerful part, because growth doesn't come from speaking alone, it comes from understanding how to improve. Feedback here in Toastmaster is not a criticism, but it is a refinement of possibility. So, this is the pattern that we are going to follow in today's meeting. Now, I would like to call upon our speaker, Toastmaster Jayesh. Let me introduce him first. So,
Excuse me. Aren't we introducing the tag team, General GE tag team?
I think there is no general evaluator today in today's meeting.
That's okay, but we have two people. I'll take over from here, Anushka. Thank you so much for being so
Okay.
energetic, and thank you so much for introducing the team. I am the timer of the meeting, wherein I will be helping you all, along with all the speakers, with the timing, because timing plays a very crucial role when it comes to daily life, interviews, being on time in jobs, and being there on time when we are going for any of the events. So in Toastmasters, we learn how to be on time. For the speaker, Toastmaster says the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. I will show the green card at 5 minutes. The yellow card will be shown at 6 minutes, and the red card will be shown at 7 minutes. Wherein the speaker has a grace period of 30 seconds on both the sides. That means he can speak for a minimum of 4 minutes 30 seconds and a maximum of 7 minutes 30 seconds. For the table topics, that is the impromptu speaking, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. The green card will be shown at 1 minute, the yellow card will be shown at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card will be shown at 2 minutes. For table topic speakers, that are impromptu topic speakers, the 30 seconds grace period is only on the above side. That means all the speakers who come for the table topic session have to speak till the green card, that is 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes 30 seconds. Going to the evaluation, we have one speaker, so we only have one evaluator, who is Toastmaster Suraj. The time that I'll be showing him for the evaluation would be 2 minutes till 3 minutes. The green card will be shown at 2 minutes, the yellow will be shown at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red will be shown at 3 minutes. For evaluator as well, there is 30-second grace period on both these sides. I will be presenting my timing report whenever the Toastmaster of the day calls upon after the table topic session. And before handing it back to the Toastmaster of the day, I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Jayesh for introducing the word of the day and what all he has today in store for all. Toastmaster Jayesh, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi. I'll be playing the role of grammarian as well. My role as a grammarian would be to see the usage of grammar, sentence usage, the clarity of expressions, the words we are using, the sentences we are forming is something that I will look closely, especially in the table topic section. I won't be able to assess my speech. My role as a grammarian is to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day today aligns very well with the theme of the day. And Anushka, the Toastmaster, was talking about possibilities. So today, we're here to discuss about the word of the day, which is implore. The meaning is to beg someone earnestly or desperately, to urge strongly through something. So I would request everyone to use this word whenever they come up to the podium. And I would implore them to speak confidently and actively in their speeches, in table topic speeches as well. At the end of the meeting, whenever I will be called upon, I will present my report as a grammarian. I will highlight how many people have used the word of the day. And if there are any errors in sentence corrections, if something that stands out to me, I will highlight. The role is not to criticize, but to examine closely, and we will see how we can improve our language usage in public speaking. Back to you, Toastmaster Manu.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayesh, for briefly describing about the role and how we can incorporate the word in our meaning. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Anushka, for further proceedings. Toastmaster Anushka, the stage is all yours.
So thank you. And I would like to call upon the stage our evaluator for today's day, and Toastmaster Suraj. We would like to welcome you as an evaluator for today's Jayesh speech.
Sure. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Anushka. For today, our speaker is Toastmaster Jayesh, who is born in Shahjahanpur, UP, who has studied at Wilhelm Boys School, Dehradun, and he completed BCom from University of Delhi and began his career with Boston Consulting Group. In 2023, he returned home to build ventures in commercial real estate, a sports facility, and a higher education institution, while completing his executive MBA from IIM Indore and MCom from IGNOU. He joined Toastmasters to build confidence in public speaking, inspire others, and use his voice to drive meaningful social changes. But today, the purpose of his speech, which he will be delivering, that is level 1, project 4, and under the strategic leadership. And the purpose
Motivation strategy.
for the motivation strategy. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayesh. And the purpose of the speech is to practice applying feedback which he received during the last speech and serve as a speaker, and later on he will also be evaluating someone else's speech. The title of the speech is The Journey That Changes You. So Toastmaster Jash, the journey that changes you, the journey that changes you, Toastmaster Jash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj. Okay, a quick show of hands, and I'll appreciate if people can come on the camera. A quick show of hands. Who here loves to travel? Great, everybody. Let me complete my sentence. Who here loves to travel alone by themselves? Who has traveled? Who has traveled all alone? Great. I mean, I'm surprised to see so many hands going up, but many of us are uncomfortable and scared to take that journey by yourself. If something that makes you uncomfortable, that causes discomfort, but also makes you a bit excited, that means you're trying to step out of that comfort zone. And solo travel is one such activity. And kudos to you all for being solo travelers. This speech might not be for this audience, but still, I'll just go ahead with it. Consider doing things that are uncomfortable. Taking cold showers, very uncomfortable. Public speaking, even meeting new people, learning a new skill. It's all scary and uncomfortable. You don't want to do it. But when you go through with it, when you push yourself to achieve that unaccomplished, uncomfortable goal, it shapes a new identity for yourself. It adds character to your personality. You become more interesting, don't you? There is this very formal saying that growth begins when you step out of your comfort zone. It is very popular. And trust me, we need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Good evening, Toastmasters. Today, it's not that it applies to you since we are all solo travelers, but let me implore you again, maybe to take that solo trip once again. To take that trip and step literally out of your comfort zone. Literally take that step to that destination by yourself. Break that loop, that routine task that we do day after day. We get up, follow the same routine. We work, see the same old boring faces, same old conversations. We eat, sleep, and repeat. Break that predictable and comfortable loop by not just any travel, by traveling solo by yourself. And I'll tell you 3 things that why you should do it. Although you are already convinced, but let me again say it for you. You will truly discover yourself. And you might also relate to it, since we are all solo travelers, you might also relate to it, what I'm saying. People say that you discover yourself when you travel. But I say you truly discover yourself when you solo travel. Think about it. We play a different character, we are different identity when we talk to our parents. Our actions are totally different when we talk to our friends, when we talk to our teachers. We become different people, we adapt to what they think of us, right? But when you are traveling solo, there is no such social conditioning that you have to follow. There's no social role you have to perform. You get a sense of who you actually are, not what you have adapted yourself to be. So you truly discover yourself when there are nobody around to adjust your behavior. The second thing is you become more approachable. Sounds counterintuitive, but you deliver. You become more approachable. Would you go to a group that, like, they're sitting 5-6 people are sitting there? Would you want to interject that conversation, break their flow, break their energy? No, right? But a person sitting all alone in a cafe, he will seem more confident to me for sure. And of course, he will be non-threatening compared to a group of 5 to 6 people. So people are going to approach you. I'm sure in your travels, in your solo travels, people must have approached you. And also it goes vice versa. When you traveling all alone, even if you are an introvert, you will feel the need to talk to people. We are social human beings seeking social connections. So if you are traveling all alone, it is natural. Even if you're introvert, you will want to make conversation with someone. Naturally, it'll happen to you. Live vicariously through their lives, share their stories, and in those moments of sharing stories and laughters, you will realize you are making stories with them. The third thing is that there is a psychological reset that happens when you're traveling. You experience the world more fully. When you must have traveled, there is no distraction, right? You are in control of what you're doing. The people, the things that you see, you will be more present and see life unfolding right in front of your eyes. You will observe your thoughts more deeply as well. You will know what you like, what you don't like, what are your preferences. Any mountain you see, any place that feels appealing to you, you will go no matter what. You have nobody to hold you back. You will go wherever you want to go. You will become brave and confident when you're solo traveling. One such anecdote I would like to share is I was traveling in the foothills of Parvati Valley. Okay. So I was going from Kulga village to Tulga village. There's this in the Parvati Valley. And there was a steep turn that I had to take. Narrow, steep turn. I was trekking, and there was this very heavy rucksack I had on my back. And on the right hand side, there was this very steep fall. And I was like, in that moment, if I slip and I fall from here, nobody's going to discover Jesh for a week. I had no signals to even communicate this to my parents. And I had to take that turn, okay? I had to go to the village in the middle of nowhere. And I did. And when I did, I gathered up the courage and I did it. I felt more powerful, more confident than I ever have. And I'm sure in your episodes of your travel, there must be these little decisions, these minor setbacks, that challenges that you have faced and have overpowered those challenges with bravery and with confidence. See if you relate to it. In the end, I just want to say that travel don't because you have to. Travel because you're secure enough to do it. And I think we are all here secure enough to do it. Because when you step out of that comfort zone, you will discover a new version of yourself. And I'm sure people here are a new, better version of themselves. So I recommend you take that journey that changes you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayesh. Can we give a huge round of applause for our speaker, Toastmaster Jayesh, who mentioned why solo traveling is important, how traveling can change you, especially when you are traveling solo and you become more approachable. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayesh, for highlighting the importance of it. With this, we will go ahead to the sixth section of the meeting, that is impromptu speech. Toastmaster Jayesh was a prepared speaker who, whatever he spoke today, he practiced, wrote, and prepared that and presented in front of you. But life does not give you a time to prepare always. So, we in Toastmasters help you with the impromptu speaking as well, wherein the table topic master will come on stage, give you an impromptu topic on which you'll have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So to start the next section of the meeting, we have our table topic master, Toastmaster Akshat. Toastmaster Akshat, can we have you on stage for the table topic session, please?
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Manvi, for introducing me. So, hello everyone. I am your table topic master for today. And in table topics, we would be exploring some bit of impromptu speech, in which you are supposed to speak on a topic that would be given to you right here. And you're supposed to speak on that topic for at least a minute to 2 minute 30 seconds. That's the maximum that you are supposed to speak if you want to qualify. You feel free to speak the way you speak, there's no need to feel any additional stress and just enjoy the process. So I implore all of you to actually actively participate in this round of table topics. All right, so we are a small group today. What we will do is we could take a round robin approach and we go to each one of you, and I can give a topic to each one of you. So I can see Toastmaster Harsh also joining in, and we have Dipesh, Suraj, Jayesh just completed his prepared speech. So let's start off with the seasoned Toastmaster. Toastmaster Suraj, would you be okay taking the first topic?
Yes, why not?
All right. So today, our TMOT for today spoke about the possibilities of life. And I believe that in order to look at the possibilities in life, you need to discover new things, right? So today's table topic is about discovery. So Toastmaster Suraj, one quote you recently discovered. One quote you recently discovered, Toastmaster Suraj.
The quote which I have discovered recently, in fact, I have read recently, which one was saying no is a powerful act of self-respect, right? And saying no, let me tell you, is one of the most accepted and difficult skills anyone find it, right? And even so many people easily say that my weakness is to say no. And even I have experienced it. But what I have realized about it, that whenever you say yes to anyone or to anything, compromising yourself, whether you would have said no as well, the ultimate suffering goes to you only, right? If you say yes to anyone or anything, compromising yourself, right? Your priority. But if you think a little, it might instantly give you a sense of sadness, or it will make you feel a bit selfish. But later on, you will definitely realize that no, it was not just a no, but you chose yourself. And that's why it is very much important for all of us in today's world that we prioritize ourselves, uh, our happiness, right? And there must not be any hesitation in terms of saying no to anyone or anything. This is something which I recently found. And uh, you talk about any person, I think everyone is trying to understand, everyone is trying to develop this skill. But again, I would say that we will have to find the possibility of that one skill which we can inculcate in ourselves. And I would again here implore you all that you just give it a shot and just say no to one thing in just today or in next 1 to 2 days, and just analyze both of the things, keeping things on balance, and see what you get it. I think it will also help you to find yourself. There will be a discovery inside you that which you might be finding outwardly, right? So that's all back to table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj, for such a wonderful take. My takeaway from your speech is that you need to develop that ability to say no. And a closely related concept that I was reading of late is that uh, instead of working on additions in your life, you should work on subtractions. What that basically means is that you need to cut down on a lot of priorities so that you could focus on a very few but very critical and important priorities of life. So thank you, Toastmaster Suraj. With that, we would move on to the next table topic contestant. So, Deepesh, Are you up for the next table topic?
Yes, please.
All right. Deepesh, discovery begins when certainty ends. Discovery begins when certainty ends. Deepesh.
The very nature of life is that it never offers certainty. The prime example I see today, youngsters, the entire generation of millennials, Gen Zs, I see a panic in their eyes about what's next. Because the very education system which trained us for stability, to have a stable job, is now at stake because of technology and artificial intelligence. And this is the first time we are re-questioning our systems, our values, and our way of doing work. And this is the time of self discovery, not just self discovery, but discovery of possibilities, what we are discussing today. You see, we have been told this lie: pass your metric, done with your graduation, you will be all stable, certain, very happy in your life. And I can see that look of disapproval when I said this in everybody's eyes now here, that nobody supports that idea. There is no certainty. What are we training for? Uncertainty is the very essence of life. And when we accept it, we train ourselves for discomfort, to handle setbacks, to handle failures. So more than possibilities, more than anything, discovery, the most important thing, even above discovery or discovering of possibilities, what it really makes us resilient, strong, and it builds a conviction which is unparalleled. And when somebody with that mindset approaches life, they are all open to possibilities. They're all open to discoveries. So never ever have lust for certainty in your life, because times are unpredictable. Uncertainty is the very essence of life. Once you learn to deal with it, you learn to deal with life. Back to you, table topic master.
Wonderful take, Deepesh. Can't agree more. And there's one term that is used, and mostly in management literature, you can find this word, which is an abbreviation, which is VUCA, VUCA. Has anyone heard about this earlier? Toastmaster Suraj, would
I
you like
have
to take a
heard.
try? All right. Okay, so VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So the world of today, as mentioned by Deepesh, is a VUCA world. It's full of uncertainties, volatility, complexity, and ambiguity. All right. So with that, we move on to our next table topic speaker, Suraj. Are you up for? I can see Harsh. I'll come to Harsh just after Suraj. So Suraj, your topic is, where is Suraj? Yes, Suraj. One fear you recently discovered was exaggerated. One fear you recently discovered was exaggerated, Suraj.
Fine. So one fear that was exaggerating me in earlier days, which was thinking of judgment, fear of judgment. So earlier when I was working here in the campus as a trainer, so I used to think a lot when my manager used to sit in front of me, they used to observe me, which is what making me uncertain for my performance. Even if I was confident on my in my performance, still just because of their presence in front of me was making me fear, and that is how it was uh, exaggerating. I was not able to focus on my performance. So, which I always like, my colleagues always implored me that just don't think of the people who are sitting there in front of you. Just focus on improvement. Just focus on performance. And one quote that I got from one of my senior, which was that whenever you are in a room, just think that you are the uh, leader or you are the master of that room, which is what I implemented, which I inculcated in myself, and now I can say that fear of judgment is mostly make the people make them feel uncomfortable. So this is what exactly. And one more thing I want to highlight about this, that judgment is something that always people think uh, in a negative way. They don't think that if the person is sitting here in front of you, maybe that person may help you a lot in your life. For example, if my manager is there in front of me and I'm giving my presentation, definitely at the last of the meeting, I will be giving me some feedback. And working on those feedback, I'll be able to work on my performance. So fear of judgment is something that we should stop and we should not abide by at all in our life. Thank you so much, Toastmaster table topic speaker.
Excellent point of view, Suraj. I can't agree more. A lot of people are not taking actions, or a lot of people are not executing their priorities just because they fear judgment. There's a wonderful Hindi song that comes to my mind that talks about ignoring any sort of judgment. Can you guess what song I would be talking about? It's an old song, but would someone like to uh, guess what is that song?
अपना काम बंदा
All
बहाने
right,
का
so let
गंदा.
me just go. Who said that? Dipesh.
Yes.
This is discovery to me, this song, the words that you spoke. But there is one more song, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है कहना. This is a song by Kishore Kumar, and it talks about that you should not fear judgment. Anyway, Toastmaster Harsh is the next one in line to take up the next table topic. Toastmaster Harsh, all set?
Yep.
All right. Toastmaster Harsh, one overrated thing you recently discovered. One overrated thing that you recently discovered. Toastmaster Harsh.
One overrated thing that I recently discovered, like that has just happened me. I have just noticed that particular thing today. While evaluating a speech, I saw a speaker who was like, instead of focusing on the content, he was creating a drama. That is in Toastmasters we call as enactment. But according to me, whenever we deliver the speeches, it's about the content that we use. But that individual was really behaving like an actor on the stage. Though people were, or the audience were were feeling very interested, they were listening to uh, these speeches. But according to me, if I talk about that particular content part, the speaker was not focusing on that, and because of which the audience was also not focusing on the content. They were like feeling grateful about the particular enactment. As for example, just a actor who is acting as a hero in the movie. So it was a type of a speech that I have just saw today, and that's the particular thing which I felt that it is overrated. The particular incident that individuals are focusing more on the enactment part rather than focusing on the content. It could be, as just now I have talked about the speech, or it could be in the real life where the individual focuses on the entertainment part, irrespective of the true essence, the meaning of a particular thing. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh, for your take on this topic. I do agree that your speech should be more about the content and less about the drama. And I would be very interested in knowing which speaker you are talking about, though I know that you cannot take the name publicly. But thank you for taking a stand on this topic. With that, we move on to the next speaker. We have Jayesh. Jayesh, would you like to take our table topic?
Sure.
All right. Jayesh, one festival tradition you understood better. One festival tradition that you understood better. Toastmaster Jayesh.
So there was this one time back in 2025 in November, I attended my younger brother's wedding. That happened in Himachal Pradesh, Kullu. It was my real brother's wedding. It was a love marriage, and we all went to attend their wedding to Kullu. That was a symphony of culture coming together. And there was this one event, they called it as Bhat. It is a traditional form of community eating that happens in a big hall where you have food in a leaf-like plate structure that is kept in front of you, and you've been fed hundreds of different types of food that you even don't know about. And if you don't keep they'll keep serving you, and if you don't keep your hand in front of that leaf, in front of that plate, they will just add it to you. And it is considered, I would say, rude if you leave food on the table. So you need to be very conscious about eating, that you cannot look, you cannot talk to others, you'll have to eat. And while you are doing it, there is this traditional folk dance that happens. And this is me expressing myself. This is not something that I'm dramatizing. This is the real content that I'm sharing with you. I speak with smile, with focus, to let the audience know that this, however dramatized it may seem, but I also focus on the content. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayesh. It's interesting and nice to know that when it comes to discovering something about festivals, you immediately jump to what food was being served. So I also feel I'm also on the lookout for anything that has to do with food. One thing that I have discovered is that even though I have been brought up in Lucknow, I only recently got that ability to see that there's a lot of on Tuesdays, but the Bada Mangal festival takes place in Lucknow, and during this there are a lot of pandals that are serving puris and puri bhaji across the city, and that menu has since then expanded in Lucknow. So today you can find cold drinks, you can find fast food also being served on Bada Mangal. So it's very energetically celebrated in Lucknow. So this was my discovery. All right. So with that, I think we are done with all the contestants. Only two people are left. Table topic master, that is me, and the timer. So I'm keen on asking my timer for today whether she's up for taking a table topic. Toastmaster Manvi.
Yes, I
All
am.
right. Okay. And Toastmaster Suraj, if you could time Toastmaster Manvi, would that be fine with you?
Yes, I can time.
Okay, just let's give Suraj some time to just show the cards.
Yes, I'm ready. Go ahead.
Ready. All right. Toastmaster Manvi, one boundary you recently discovered you need. One boundary you recently discovered you need, Toastmaster Manvi.
People who know me knows I'm a person full of boundaries who does not allow people to come close to me easily. I do not trust people easily, and I do not actually go ahead with what people are saying without me thinking about it, without me observing it. When I have all these boundaries around me, people usually perceive me being rude, arrogant, egoistic, stubborn, and whatnot. My dear friends, this is what perception is. This is what people perceive whenever they see you. But what they do not know is your values, your integrity, and what you actually were born and brought up with. When Toastmaster Akshat asked me about one boundary that I recently discovered that I need and that I already had, but I would say, removed it with a few people. That boundary is being there for few every single time. As soon as they message me, whatever I am doing, I'll take my phone out and will text them no matter what time it is. If they are calling me, I'll pick up the call no matter what I am doing. If they want me to be somewhere, I'm the one who, even if I have few things lined up in my own personal schedule, I'll just postpone or prepone my work just to be there with that individual or with those individuals. But on the other hand, my dear friends, what I receive in return is they doing their work and moving out of that specific place without even asking what the plan is. Is it being selfish? No. They knew what they are doing. They knew what they are up for. But what I was doing was expecting a little more because I was doing a little more. So that is what I am now incorporating Toastmaster Akshat. Instead of being there every single time, I will keep my expectations less and will keep myself away for the time being so that I even be a little selfish. That was all from my side. What is that one boundary to Master Akshat that you would like to incorporate?
Great take, Toastmaster Manvi. I think I would also agree with you. So you mentioned that being available without the other person acknowledging that availability mm, is not the right thing, and I believe that having a boundary is much necessary. So I would also agree to that fact that a lot of times we all make ourselves available at the cost of our mental health, at the cost of our physical health, and yet we don't get the same reciprocation from people. So I think we should definitely create some boundaries around that until we get the respect, or at least that's some level of acknowledgement. All right, so we are done with all the table topic speakers, and
Can we leave the table topic master without when I am specially there? Table topic master, are you ready?
all
Okay. Toastmaster Akshat, when words are constant, they lose impact. When words are constant, they lose impact. Toastmaster Akshat.
raise your hands if you have been part of boring lectures, boring curriculums all through school or college or coaching. I can see a few people raise their hands. So that exactly signifies that the kind of constant words or sentences that our professors or lecturers or teachers have been throwing at us creates that sort of monotony that kind of impedes with our learning process. I remember that when I was when I just finished my class 12th, I was like many of us, I was also enrolled in an IIT coaching, and it's a very renowned coaching in Lucknow. one of the lecturers in that coaching, or one of the coaches, was excellent with humor. He was like, the class would be in splits every time he would crack a joke. So I thought that this person is so much creative. In that coaching, I had the opportunity to attend his class once more. So I was late for one of his lectures, and then I had to repeat that lecture once again in the next session by the same coach or lecturer, you can say. And what I discover is that he is repeating the exact set of jokes that he spoke about in the previous lecture. So that's the kind of constant words that people are throwing at us, maybe innovative to us. So I personally feel that all of us have that ability to kind of recalibrate how we speak to others. And that's a very necessary trait to make ourselves relevant in any context. And therefore, in a place like Toastmasters that provides us with the ability to speak, we should look at not just being constant, but also being creative and innovative. Over to you, Toastmaster Manvi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshat, for that beautiful take. And thank you so much to all the table topic speakers and our table topic master for engaging almost everyone who was there in the meeting today. Thank you so much. And since our TMOD had some urgent work, so she left, I will take over and I would like to call upon stage the evaluator now for Toastmaster Jay's speech. The evaluator for Toastmaster Jayesh is Toastmaster Suraj. We have already introduced him before, so I'll directly jump upon giving him the stage and would love to hear from you, Toastmaster Suraj, about the evaluation of Toastmaster Jayesh. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi, and many congratulations, Toastmaster Jayesh, for delivering their speech and completing this particular project. Literally, what an impactful speech, I would say. The way you started with a question that hooked the audiences, and again you layered the another question by adding the solo travel. So that was another level of connection which you build with your audience. So that was again amazing. You added personal anecdote as well of Parvati Valley, and there was a little humor as well, which I consider that must be the part of any speech. The way you were speaking and what the way you were showing your facial expression or hand gesture, I could see sync in those two things, vocal varieties and your body language. You were exuding a powerful energy while delivering your speech. It was like you are living those moments, and you are also taking the audiences on a solo trip, how we all can enjoy the solo trip and experience the travel, right? So that was an amazing part of your speech, which I highly appreciate about you. A few things which if you can incorporate, that will help you to take your great speech to an exceptional one thing, whenever you refer to the audiences, better you point them, like point the way to point towards audience is like just keeping your hand like this, or not, we cannot just point our finger at them, but again we can show our fingers in such a way that the audience can see that okay, the speaker is pointing towards the audience. Next one, throughout the speech, though you were explaining your experiences in a very well manner and in a great way, better if you can add on more personal anecdote. You were and the experiences which you showed all of us, which you spoke with all of us, those experiences can be incorporated in your own personal anecdotes, right? So it would have been much better. So these two things, and the way you used some analogy and other things, that was amazing, right? The way eat, sleep, repeat, and you also mentioned few of the quotes which were quite appealing and which also helped all the audiences hooked with your speech, right? So, in summation, I would say that you excelled in vocal variety, no doubt, a stage presence, and audience engagement. Only recommendation is to incorporate more personal anecdotes so that we can feel more about your speeches. And now, all the best for your future endeavors and speeches. And truly, it was a speech, and that hooked me throughout the speech. So, thank you so much. Back to Toastmaster Manvi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suraj, for sharing a detailed evaluation of our speaker. These points indeed will help the speaker, Toastmaster Jayesh, in incorporating all these in the upcoming speeches. So that was majorly the evaluation of our prepared speaker. Now moving to the person who was evaluating our grammar like an English teacher. So, Master Jayesh, I would like to call upon you on stage for your grammarian report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi. Apparently, I won't be presenting a report as good as Toastmaster Smriti because she has set the standards of grammarian very high for this club. And this being my first time being a grammarian and presenting a report, I hope I am able to do a better job. So the word of the day, implore, by you was used by Toastmaster Akshar, Toastmaster Suraj. Actually, both the Surajes, Toastmaster Suraj Chauhan and Toastmaster Suraj Singh. And yeah, I think I'm also at fault for not using the word of the day. Kudos to Toastmasters who have used this word. Some phrases that I would just like to highlight that really stood out for me. One was Akshay that used round robin approach, recalibrate, make ourselves relevant, and that was something that I really liked, the usage. Toastmaster Suraj used Toastmaster Suraj on. He used discovery inside you while saying while delivering his Toastmaster table topic speech. So I'm not sure if that is the right sentence. Discovery inside you might be something that you might have be thinking of something else and probably use it. It happens. It's very normal. People use some words like somewhere. Yeah, I think Toastmaster Suraj Singh, he used make the people and then he's just stopped in the middle and said make them feel uncomfortable. So it is very normal to stop in a mid sentence and then complete a different sentence. So be mindful of that maybe. Toastmaster Dipesh, he used a very good phrase. Uncertainty is a very essence of life. It felt like a very nice quote to me, so I wrote it down. Requisitioning is a new word that he used, which I had to Google, and that's Wuku words, as Toastmaster Akshat made us aware about Wuku words. So thanks for that. Toastmaster Suraj Singh used making me fear. I think making me fearful or inspiring fear might be a better usage. Making me fear it doesn't sound auditorily correct to me. Toastmaster Harsh, sorry, not able to write much for you. Toastmaster Manvi also used alliterations in her speech. Kudos for that. And she also questioned herself in the speech and answered that question. So that was also a nice thing that she did. Rude, egoistic, stubborn, a lot of adjectives used in a single flow of thought. Very nicely done. So yeah, thank you so much for those work for using implore as the word of the day for who has done it. Brownie points for them. And that is my first grammarian report. Thank you so much. And back to you, Manvi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayesh, for a detailed report. I request everyone to give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Jayesh because he prepared a speech and took the grammarian role for the very first time, that to an impromptu role wherein he came in the meeting He was not prepared with anything and then delivered a beautiful report. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayesh, for helping all of us with the grammarian part. Now, coming to the timer report, like you all know, I was showing you the three colors, green, yellow, and red. Now, I'll help you with your timings that you took while you were speaking. So, for the prepared speaker, Toastmaster Jayesh took 7 minutes and 24 seconds. That was very close, 7 minutes and 24 seconds, but you are in time. Congratulations. Coming to the table topic speakers, the time limit for the table topics, like I mentioned, was 1 to 2 minutes. The first speaker, Toastmaster Suraj, took 2 minutes and 37 seconds. That is overtime. Toastmaster guest Dipesh took 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Guest Suraj Chauhan took 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Toastmaster Harsh took 1 minute and 54 seconds. Toastmaster Jayesh took exactly 2 minutes. I, being the table topic speaker, was timed by Toastmaster Suraj, so I'm not aware of the time. But after me, Toastmaster Akshat came on stage and took the topic. The timing he took was of 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Coming to the evaluation, Toastmaster Suraj, while delivering the evaluation for the Toastmaster Jayesh speech, he took 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Aside of the aside of Toastmaster Suraj, that too in the table topic session, everyone is under time and are qualified for voting. So before I go ahead, I would like to launch the poll for the guests who are joining the meeting for the very first time. What we do is we have a few polls. Like you heard a lot of table topics today, right? Everyone votes for their favorite table topic speaker, and the individual who gets the most of the votes gets a certificate of the meeting. So I will be launching the poll for today's meeting, and there are three polls in the. Okay, give me a second. There are three questions in this poll. First is for the best table topic speaker. There were many speakers today, including our guest. Then we had two eagle eye role players, one I being the timer and Toastmaster Jayesh being the grammarian of the meeting. Then we had two major role takers, Toastmaster Anushka being the Toastmaster of the day and Toastmaster Akshat being the table topic master. I'll give you 5 seconds to select your favorite speaker and go ahead with the poll. I got 3 votes. I request the other two to please cast their votes. In the meantime, who can share what was the theme of the meeting? Without looking on the WhatsApps and the flyers, do you remember what was the theme of the meeting? That Toastmaster Anushka was speaking about.
It was, I think, related to possibility of doing something uncomfortable or probably.
You are
And you-
50% right. You are 50% right. It was around possibilities, but it was majorly around developing the possibilities. Whatever we think we can do, but or whatever we do not feel comfortable doing, how can we do that? Is something that that she was talking about in the theme. So moving forward with the same theme, we usually procrastinate or we usually say no to all the possibilities that we feel we cannot do or we feel we are not comfortable doing. For example, if I tell you about a conversation that I was having yesterday with one of my friends and a Toastmaster, she mentioned, I don't want to do TMOD role. I questioned why. And the individual answered, why do I need to be on camera from the starting till the end of the meeting? Why people just keep on hearing me? And I am not comfortable with speaking throughout the meeting. I do not like spotlights. I do not want to be in limelights because I joined 2-3 months before. So I let senior members do the major roles. And what I'll do is I'll either take up the timer role or the accountant role or the grammarian, because that majorly is the back end role wherein everyone has to note down things, everyone has to prepare a report, and only 2 to 3 minutes are given so that they can present their report. Was this something that that individual was not comfortable about? What do you think? What exactly would have been there in that individual's mind while these rebuttals were coming for not taking up the any guesses? No guesses. Okay. When I further questioned that individual, the answer I got was, I do not want to prepare a theme. And that was the only reason all these rebuttals were coming. Wherein a very good statement that he mentioned was, preparing a speech is still fine. I just have to come on stage for 5 minutes and deliver that speech. But preparing a theme takes a lot of efforts, wherein I have to start, wherein I have to do the transitions, wherein I even have to give the summary or a key message that to all the people who are there in the meeting. So it is not about taking up the role or being uncomfortable or being lazy, but it is about exploring yourself, how much you want to go ahead with your learning, with your growth. And that is how you will grow. Otherwise, you might have seen the meme wherein if a fish is put in a small glass, that will grow to a specific limit. But if the same is put in a big ocean, the size of that specific fish will increase to the extreme. That is what we need to do. We have to explore the possibilities. We have to go in the uncomfortable situations. That's okay if we are doing wrong. That's okay if we make mistakes. But with those mistakes comes growth. With those mistakes comes learnings. And that is how we grow in life, my dear friends. So next time when you feel uncomfortable coming on stage, specifically if I talk about Toastmasters meeting, just raise your hand, speak whatever is there in your mind, and without keeping up fear that people are judging you. That majorly is the theme. That majorly was the theme for today's meeting. Exploring the possibilities, moving out of your comfort zone and developing the possibilities so that you can grow, you can learn, and you can be the better version of yourself. That was all on behalf of Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Anushka. Now I'll wear the hat of the presiding officer for today's meeting and would like to wind this meeting early this time with a few feedbacks. We have two guests in the meeting. Would love to hear from you how you felt about the meeting, what was something that you liked, and what we can improve as well. So I can see those guest Suraj on screen. Guest Suraj, maybe you can take this. You can initiate.
Should I start?
Yes, please. We would love to hear
Uh,
from you.
so, though it was a very long back when I was the part of meetings which I used to held, and after that there was a big gap in that. So it was nice. I would say that it was very helpful for me. And next time, whenever I was there on Sunday, so I practice. I do all of, like whatever I need to do in my for so that I can speak on the impromptu speech, impromptu topic that are given. Moreover, uh, what to say that yes, I just want to ask a question about the Toastmaster as I don't have much idea about it. So, what is the difference between the person who is already Toastmaster and how do we just start? How do we execute the things? Because I'm the guest, so I just want to be the member of it. So, what are those uh, things that we need to abide by?
Okay,
So, can
yes, just to share a difference, Toastmaster Jayesh delivered a speech, but guest did not. When we were talking about the roles, we were talking just to the people who are members, like Toastmaster Jayesh, Toastmaster Suraj, Toastmaster Akshat, and Toastmaster Anushka along with me. We didn't ask you to take up any role. We didn't ask Deepesh to take up any role because all these roles, along with the prepared speeches and the learning management system that Toastmasters has, is with the members of the club or with the member of Toastmasters only. On the other hand, like you and guest Deepesh joined in today, you can witness the meeting, you can hear all of us doing roles, and you only can be part in the, you can only be a speaker in the table topic session when you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. That is the major difference when it comes to meetings. Aside of that, there are a lot of things that we being the members get, and I'll share those once the official recording stops so that we can talk in detail, we can clarify your queries. But I hope the major difference is clear, guess who?
yes,
Sure. I'll request you to please wait for 5 more minutes and we'll be there with you for all the queries that you have and all the answers that you would love to. Coming to Toastmasters, guest Deepesh. How was your experience, guest Deepesh?
Can I suggest something?
Yes, yes, please.
I saw in one of the Toastmasters clubs, whenever they are collecting feedback, so they have a form and they put out rating scales out of 5, like how much do you like a meeting, and they have certain metrics, like did you find our meeting to be interactive and all that. So that I found that idea to be very wonderful because usually a lot of guests have are clueless about this, and whenever asked about feedback, we don't know how to respond to that. So instead of that, what can be done is a form can be put out in the voting links, just like voting links, and all irrespective of guests or members would be asked to fill out that forms. Uh, like give ratings, what are your suggestions, and where would you like us to improve, and even the club exact metrics where the club wants to improve. So let's say if I am as a presiding officer want this club to be more interactive with people, I would put that as a question and ask the audience to whether did you find our meeting attractive. Doing that, the club would have a clear metric to evaluate where they are lacking and where they need to work and where they're already working very great. And in the era of AI, it's very easy to analyze the data as well. So that would be that way there would be a clear metric and a record. So in case if you want to refer to the past records, like how the meeting really went, that would serve as a clear benchmark or a clear reference. I found that idea to be very wonderful because all these years, even when I was Toastmasters, I had the usual way of collecting feedbacks, but I saw in one of the clubs, so I thought I'll just share it here.
Thank you so much for sharing that specific point. I would like to highlight and I would like to mention that this is already under progress, wherein our Sajid at Arms, who unfortunately was not there in the meeting today, she's preparing a Google form and we'll get that done from upcoming meetings. Thank you so much for highlighting that. And no doubt that is a good way wherein all the club members can get a feedback on different parameters and they can work upon. Thank you so much for that specific feedback, Yasser. Now, before I move to Toastmaster Jayesh and Toastmaster Akshay, I would like to announce the polling results. We had only one speaker today, so I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Jayesh for being the best speaker of today's meeting. Congratulations, Toastmaster Jayesh.
I mean, doesn't
Coming to the
win if it's just me participating.
well, that's okay. Coming to the evaluator, we again had only one evaluator, and that individual was qualified. So congratulations, Toastmaster Suraj, for being the best evaluator for today's meeting. Coming to the table topic speakers, we had many table topic speakers today. Who do you think won the best table topic? Any guesses, guys? No guesses. Okay, let me directly announce the results then. Today, we have two best table topic speakers instead of one because there was a tie. A tie between a Toastmaster and a guest. The best table topic speaker goes to yours truly and guest Deepesh. Congratulations, guest Deepesh, for being the best table topic speaker.
Same to you.
Thank you so much. Coming to the best eagle eye role player, we had two major eagle eye role players. I being the timer and guest Toastmaster Jayesh being the grammarian. And the best eagle eye role player is a grammarian Toastmaster Jayesh. Congratulations, Jayesh. Even though this was your first time, but your report was wonderful and everyone loved how they can improve and what they did good. Thank you so much for that specific report. Coming to the best Lionheart role player, and the best Lionheart role player goes to our table topic master, Toastmaster Akshay. Congratulations, Toastmaster Akshay, for being the best Lionheart role player. I'll be sharing all these certificates in the WhatsApp group. So need not to worry, we'll get these certificates posted. That was all from our side for the meeting 233 of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. I officially adjourns the 233rd meeting of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. Thank you so much, guys.
Toastmaster Manvi, can you stay back? I just